Jace Denman for Flag Family Media. I'm here with Dragon running back Tyson Brandt. Tyson, big game this past weekend, especially for you individually. Off to a 3-0 start. Talk about the feeling in the locker room, the morale of the team as you head into Week 4 against a Wayne State club that you haven't beaten in several years, but obviously momentum is on your side right now, right?
Yes, sir. I think just with how the season started out, I'm very confident in our team. And I think, like Lockway was talking about earlier this last week about how quiet confidence, I think as long as we believe in within the walls, that's the important part. And it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It matters what we believe in. And when we believe it, it'll all get put together. So.
When you look at how this season has gone, obviously you had a 21-0 deficit you guys overcame there in Marquette, Michigan. You took care of business Week 2 in Marshall, Minnesota. You finally get your first home game. Once again, the offense kind of finding its footing, like you said, in that first quarter. Then after that, a flip got switched, and then you guys were moving that ball up and down the field. Has there been something, or maybe it's been – once things started clicking on Marquette, it seems like this offense is really clicking on all cylinders 90% of the time.
I think we just needed that little confidence boost. I think that first touchdown really got us going. I think once it clicked, it really started clicking, and then everyone's just making plays and having fun out there, and that's the important thing with football.
When we look at last week, James and I, we've only been calling games for not quite even 2.5 years now. That has been the most dominant rushing attack this Dragons team has had in the last few years. It kind of started with Jack making plays when receivers were covered downfield. Linemen did their job. There was a lot of room for him to run, but they were also opening up holes for you. So from that running back position, what were you seeing last week against Winona that allowed you to be so successful running the ball?
I think just, like you said, the linemen were doing a heck of a job. I think I got to put all my trust in them, and they get to do all the dirty work, and then I get the glory stuff, the yards, the stats, but it's thanks to all of them. So
when it comes to last week, do you kind of go to the coaching staff and be like, we can run a little bit more? I'm in favor of that. Or do you like catching passes out of the backfield? I know I'm sure you like both, but I mean, would you rather run the ball, or would you mind catching out of the backfield?
I think whatever the coaches got schemed up, I'm happy with. So I know my role, and I'm just going to fulfill it to the best of my capabilities.
When it comes to your role then as a running back in this offense where we see 4 wide, 5 wide, 3 wide, and a tight end, et cetera, at times, can you kind of describe for the layperson what the running back role is here in the Dragon office? Obviously, there's a lot of times you help with pass protection. You're running those kind of delayed handoffs, et cetera, out of the backfield. You catch and pass out of the backfield. I mean, talk about that role of being a running back here at MSUM.
I think as a running back, we got to do a lot of the dirty work, but it's a good thing because we get to do that role.
Yeah.
We're blessed to be on the field, and I think we get to protect Jack Strand, a great quarterback. And I think just those little things add up in a game, and I think we need to know that. So that makes the big difference in between a small drive or a long drive that ends up going for a touchdown.
There you go. My question now would be is obviously, honestly, up in the booth, it's sometimes difficult to tell the difference between you, Owen, and then your tight end out there, Gavin Lill. So my question would be, are you taking dieting tips from Gavin as of yet? Because, I mean, we're talking about lots of calories being put in that young man, and he's obviously hitting the weight room hard. So are you taking any advice from him?
He has some. He's pretty crucial and hardcore with his diet. All that halftime, I'll see him eating his chicken and rice, and it's every halftime.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And it's he'll have canned tuna before practice meetings if he doesn't get his lunch in time. And I'd like to be able to do that diet, but I think that's just a Gavin Lill thing.
Okay, so I mean, if you were to be at our office at the radio station, we do have a container of Oreos. Would you partake in that or not? I mean,
of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we're on the same level here.
I have
Tyson.
a sweet tooth.
There you go. Awesome. Okay, so this week you are obviously, as you may probably be learning now in the locker room, obviously last year was a big year for me. Had a heart attack, had heart transplant. As part of that, they give me this pillow you're supposed to hold on to it when you cough, you sneeze, whatever. This year for this football team, this is a symbol for the Dragon Heart Award of the Week. And so obviously, number one, I want to give it to you. It's based on persistence. It's about doing the little things. It's about going in with a good attitude, because obviously if you're running back here at MSUM, you have to have a positive attitude. You have to know your role and do that. So obviously you're our Dragonheart Award winner of the week. So if you could tell the folks out there, what keeps you positive day in and day out, going in there and being a guy that's going to be a part of the offense and not necessarily a featured player per se, where you're getting all the stats and everything? What is it? What does Tyson have to do to stay positive all the time?
I think the big thing in all of sports and all of life is knowing your why you do it. And I think just the guys I'm surrounded with is my why. Like, I love these guys, and that's what makes our football team so special. And I look to my left and my right, and I'm doing it for them every single play, every single rep of a lift, every single practice. I get up, everything.
Yeah.
It's all dedicated to those guys. So.
Well, and I just can't thank you enough for what I see, for the effort out there. Your number was called last week. You had the big touchdown run, 34 yards, probably the longest rushing touchdown I've seen in 2.25 years calling games. So obviously, great job last week. Congrats on Dragonheart Player of the Week. It's been a ton of fun so far, and obviously best of luck this weekend against a Wayne State team that it's been a while since you beat them. And so I guess we'll wrap it up by saying, what do you got to do this weekend to get a win against Wayne?
I think same thing as Winona, just that quiet confidence, and I just believing in our guys. Like, we are capable of being a great football team, and I think the big thing is just staying consistent with what we do.
All right. This has been Jace Denman alongside running back Tyson Brandt from your MSUM Dragons. We'll talk to you soon.